And yet it would be just a few minutes before Stanley would restart the game, back in his office, as alive as ever. What exactly did the narrator think he was going to accomplish?
That's an excellent question. Please tell me I get to meet the narrator now.
When every path you can walk has been created for you long in advance, death becomes meaningless, making life the same. Do you see now? Do you see that Stanley was already dead from the moment he hit start?
Oh wow. What are the two doors? Set of two open doors with the very first concrete piece of the Stanley Parable design. Once this room was created, the rest of the game emerged as an extension of it. An exploration of the contradiction this room posed. Oh, it would be nice if I could read, wouldn't it? Ooh, filing cabinets. Oh, that's much better. The pacing of this open section was important to get right. The corridor has to be moved and altered to make sure the player reaches the two doors in a good time. This blueprint shows the office from the beginning of the game. The path from Stanley's office to the two doors was the first part of the game that was built. Sections have been added and altered throughout development, though the core layout remains almost identical to the first iteration. Huh. Oh, Stanley's computer! Nice if we could do stuff with it. Nature paintings. Where's the fern? I like the fern. The office. A selection of the sounds used throughout the game when buttons are pressed. Each sound is mixed with a keyboard stroke and a synthesized tone. Credits. Credit where credit's due. Kevan Brighting. As the narrator. Always good. Office computers. Ah, solitaire. So let's have a look over here, shall we? Am I dead? Is this heaven? An early version of the maintenance room. Interesting. The point of the Stanley Parable HD remix is to win. There are screenshots of the Stanley Parable HD remix. The point of the Stanley Parable HD remix is to lose? That looks like Tron. Early in development, we designed an ending where Stanley would end up on a battlefield fighting aliens. The action game would become sentient and would wage war against the narrator. We realized shortly after starting to build it that it was far too jokey and on the nose for the tone of the game. Plus, some of the people interpreted it as making fun of people who like shooters, which was not our intention. Well, we could have done with a shooter. I would have liked it. I wouldn't have thought you were poking fun, you know, just mixing it up a little. Alien base, awesome. I like it. After the second trailer was sent out, we asked people to email the narrator for questions. While we had initially planned to use those further promotional material, we never found a perfect use for them. Here is a selection of those emails. I can't read that. While playing Stanley Parable helped me make friends. I don't have any friends. Okay. Some people, huh? Friendless forever. An early version of lounge. Loungy. Nice and loungy. Second version is functional. Kinda Half-Life 1-y. The apartment timer. In a previous version of the choice leading to the apartment ending, the timer would give you 15 seconds to pick up the phone. Not picking up the phone would lead to a different ending. Interesting. The cargo lift was always intended to offer the choice of staying on or jumping to a different path. However, after this early version, we decided we also wanted the opinion of the player falling to their death. Ah yeah, gotta have a bit of death in there. These levers were originally part of the Zending. The player would pull a lever and the narrator would describe what colour they had pulled. Early version of the ending known as Zending, which was eventually cut and merged with another part of the game. We ran 4 major teaser trailers over the course of the game's development, each meant to convey something about the spirit of the game. This is the first one, released in May 2012. It features a series of broken rooms and the voice of the narrator informing viewers that he is preparing a new version of the Stanley Parable. Oddly enough, I never watched any of these trailers. Don't think I ever saw them. More for the fact someone recommended this game to me. Well, they mentioned it was out, I jumped at it. Ah, it's not good without sound. Gotta have the sound. What else we got around here? The game is now paused. Begin the game, resume the game, options, return. We had an ending that only ended when the player restarted from the escape menu. Unfortunately, very few players realized this was what they were supposed to do, which was frustrating for everyone. Okay. Okay, vent. What? The flow of the hallway follows the first 2 doors. It was important to get right since players will replay them so many times. We discussed a number of designs, but ultimately it was the simplest version that won out. Okay. Would have been nice if you could do a vent. I've been here. Let's see what else is up and about. Game design mock-up. This is the level that William, the level designer, sent Davey, the writer, as kind of an audition piece. The strength of this level got William hired to design the full game. Though much of the environment has changed, the basic layout of this mock-up is still in the game. Don't remember seeing a messed up building. Early version of the countdown room. Ah, the exit. One of the desks from the early version of the countdown ending. It's the final countdown. Enough of that. Oh.
They're throwing a surprise party for him for all his button pushing. Does that sound plausible?
Kevan Brighting, the voice of the narrator, recorded dialogue for the entire game roughly 3 separate times over the 2 years of development, there are clips from early takes that were not used in the full game. Interesting. Let's find the exit, see what's going on now. Have we won the game? Is this a win for us? Let's take the exit route.
Oh, look at these two. How they wish to destroy one another. How they wish to control one another. How they both wish to be free.
Did I turn it off?
Can you see? Can you see how much they need one another? No, perhaps not. Sometimes these things cannot be seen. But listen to me. You can still save these two. You can stop the program before they both fail. Push escape and press quit. There's no other way to beat this game. As long as you move forward, you'll be walking someone else's path. Stop now. It'll be your only true choice. Whatever you do, choose it. Don't let time choose for you. Don't let time...
I think we're going to get squished. We're going to play one more time. Just one more time. We'll go for the full ending that is recommended for us. Why is this not restarting this time? Am I actually dead? I think we may have died. How unexpectedly perplexing. Okay.
How wonderful. Stanley was alone. Finally. This is great, he thought to himself. This is what I've wanted all along. I got what I wanted.
Yes, I have. Got exactly what I wanted. I wanted everyone's computers. Turn them on, turn them off. Maybe I'll go in. No, I won't go in there. Again with the input received. How many more times do I have to do that? That's 2. I wonder what happens if I get it all 5 times.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors,
Door on the left.
he entered the door on his left.
Gonna go as fast as possible through this. Just race it. Nothing else to do. Let's face it, it's getting a little...
There was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office. Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Yeah, I did. Right into the office. 2845 will be entered on the keypad.
We all know the drill by now. Blah, blah, blah. Dark secrets, the keypad. Stanley pushes some buttons. Oh, hey, look, it's a new passageway. Quelle surprise.
Okay. Well, it's good to know he's as impatient as I am. Getting this over with. A lot of things seem to be sparking out.
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
In we go.
The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley thought to himself. Did he have the strength to find out?
Let's find out. More computers. Let's get the cameras on.
Now the monitors jump to life, their true nature revealed.
Ooh, 600 employees, huh?
In the building, Stanley's co-workers. The lives of so many individuals reduced to images on a screen, and Stanley, one of them, eternally monitored in this place where freedom meant nothing.
Once again, some of these TVs are just showing the same clip footage over and over. I don't think there are 600 offices.
This mind control facility, it was too horrible to believe.
I mean, 344 over there is the same as another one over here.
All this time? Was this the only reason he was happy with his boring job? That his emotions had been manipulated to accept
that one over there is the same as that one there. Oh, let's get in the elevator.
No, he refused to believe it. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control? Never! It was unthinkable. Wasn't it? Was it even possible?
Of course it is. We've been through this already.
Spent his entire life utterly blind to the world?
I wouldn't say his entire life.
But here was the proof. The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions.
But it's not his entire life.
Or sad.
I mean, it said he had a wife.
Walking, eating, working. All of it monitored and commanded from this.
And if he's that boring a person and she was supplied, that's kind of a good thing, right?
Began to sink in. Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life.
And it's off. We're done.
Blackness and a rising chill of uncertainty.
We're not done.
Was it over? Yes. He had won. He had defeated the machine, unshackled himself from someone else's command. Freedom was mere moments away. And yet, even as the immense door slowly opened, Stanley
Where the hell am I
reflected
now?
on how many puzzles still lay unsolved. Where had his co-workers gone? How had he been freed from the machine's grasp? What other mysteries did this strange building hold?
Skimming the
As
Saturday.
sunlight streamed into the chamber, he realized none of this mattered to him, for it was not knowledge or even power.
Like, this is
that
not what
he
I
had
was.
been seeking.
I hit the off switch.
Perhaps his goal had not been to
I'm here.
understand, but to let go. No longer would anyone tell him where to go, what to do, or how to feel. Whatever life he lives, it will be his.
This looks nice.
That was all he needed to know. It was perhaps the only thing worth knowing.
Very countryside-y for a
Stanley
gigantic
stepped
big
through the
factory.
open door.
What open door? Is this a screen, or is this actually...
Stanley felt the
Ooh.
cool breeze upon his skin, the feeling of liberation, the immense possibility of
Ferns. I see ferns. I was told to remember them. There they are. Those are ferns.
Right now, the thing
Yeah.
to happen.
I know things.
And
I
Stanley
can see it.
was happy.
Good work, Stanley. Ooh, I beat the game. Achievement unlocked. Awesome. Why am I here again?
The meeting room. Yes, that's where everyone would be. Stanley just needed to get to the meeting room, and from then on, he would never be alone ever again.
Really? That's very certain of you, I guess. Never be alone again once I get there. Where's that computer with the... Press this so many times to enter password thing. Everything's still the same.
When Stanley came to a set of two open
Left
doors,
again.
he entered the door on his left.
It's getting very tedious now. But still curious.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a
Don't
wave
get
of
fired.
disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there. Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office. Here's the door, just go.
Okay. Not much else to go on here. How peculiar.
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
Did I do? Again.
The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley thought to himself. Did he have the strength to find out?
Of course I do.
Now the monitors jumped to life, their true nature revealed. Each bore the number of an employee in the building, Stanley's co-workers. The lives of so many individuals reduced to images on a screen, and Stanley, one of them, eternally monitored in this place where freedom meant nothing. This mind control facility, it was too horrible to believe. It couldn't be true. Had Stanley really been under someone's control all this time? Was this the only reason he was happy with his boring job? That his emotions had been manipulated to accept it blindly?
Yes, they had. Because that's how the world works.
He refused to believe it. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control? Never! It was unthinkable, wasn't it? Was it even possible? Had he truly spent his entire life utterly blind to the world? But here was the proof, the heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions, happy or sad or content, walking, eating, working, all of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life. Oh, Stanley, you didn't just activate the controls, did you? After they kept you enslaved all these years, you go and you try to take control of the machine for yourself. Is that what you wanted? Control? Oh, Stanley, I applaud your effort, I really do. But you need to understand, there's only so much that machine can do. You were supposed to let it go, turn the controls off, and leave. If you want to throw my story off track, you're going to have to do much better than that. I'm afraid you don't have nearly the power you think you do. For example, and I believe you'll find this pertinent, Stanley suddenly realized he had just initiated the network's emergency detonation system. In the event that this machine is activated without proper DNA identification, nuclear detonators are set to explode, eliminating the entire complex. How long until detonation then? Let's say, 2 minutes. Ah, now this is making things a little more fun, isn't it, Stanley? It's your time to shine. You are the star. It's your story now. Shape it to your heart's desires. Oh, this is much better than what I had in mind. What a shame we have so little time left to enjoy it.
Yes.
Moments until the bomb goes off. But what precious moments
Can I get
each
down here?
one of them is. More time to talk about you, about me.
Where is number 5?
What all this means, I barely know where to start. What's that? You'd like to know where your co-workers are? A moment of solace before you're obliterated.
Okay, that's 1 to 5. Let's press the red button.
All right, I'm in a good mood. You're going to die anyway. I'll tell you exactly what happened to them. I erased them. I turned off the
re-enter
machine to set you
passcode.
free. Of course, that was merely in this instance of the story.
More than
Sometimes when I
5.
tell it, I simply let you sit there in your office forever, pushing buttons endlessly and then dying alone. Other times, I let the office sink into the ground, swallowing everyone inside, or I let it burn to a crisp.
I don't know what yellow.
Though, this version of events
Exit.
has been rather amusing. Watching you try to make sense of everything and take back the control wrested away from you, it's quite rich. I almost hate to see it go. But I'm sure whatever I come up with on the next go-around will be even better. My goodness, only 34 seconds left. But I'm enjoying this so much. You know what? To hell with it. I'm going to put some extra time on the clock, why not? These are precious additional seconds, Stanley. Time doesn't grow on trees. Oh dear me, what's the matter, Stanley?
What's
Is
this?
it that you have no idea where you're going or what you're supposed to be doing right now? Or did you just assume when you saw that timer that something in this room was capable of
What
turning
opens
it
that?
off? I mean, look at you. Running from button to button, screen to screen, clicking on every little thing in this room. These numbered buttons, no, these colored ones. Or maybe this big red button, or this door. Everything, anything, something here will save me. Why would you think that, Stanley? That this video game can be beaten? Won?
Yellow.
Solved? Do you have any idea what your purpose in this place is? Do you really believe there's an answer? How many times will you replay this bit, looking desperately for a solution? 10? 100? 1,000? I look forward to finding
What's
out
going on?
and watching the
Why won't you let me at the doors?
time you fail. Just you and me and the retching explosion of
Nah.
metal over and over and over for all of eternity. And Stanley died again. And Stanley died again. And Stanley died again.
Not dead yet.
Take a look at the clock, Stanley. That's 30 seconds you have left to struggle. 30 seconds
4.
until a big boom and then nothing. No ending here. Just you being blown to pieces. Will you cling desperately to your frail life?
Yes,
or
I
you
will.
let it go peacefully. Another choice. Make it count. Or
3.
It's all the same to me. All a part of the joke. And believe me, I will be laughing at every second of your inevitable life from the moment we
2.
fade in until the moment I say,
1.
happily ever up.
Oh. Well, this has been fun. This has been the Stanley Parable. I have been Duck, and thank you all for watching. I hope you like, favorite, and subscribe. And I shall see you all again another time.